How's it going, everyone? And welcome to Geometry Dash's most impossible levels. And when I say most impossible levels, they're not technically impossible. There's this very interesting list online called the Impossible Levels list. And what it is levels that are sort of humanly possible, but not really. There are so many levels here. If I go to page 14, first level here is Can't Let Go by RobTop, because at the time, this was the hardest level in the game and no one had beaten it, so it was considered on this impossible levels list. And then it goes through a bunch of older levels as we go up through the list, and you know, our good old friend Demon Park being here at 1333. Good old Demon Park, the first ever demon in the game. What a classic. I love this level. It's so good. But when this first got released, technically there were no victors other than the verifier, and so this level was considered, I guess, an impossible level. So this list is interesting because as you go up the list, they were levels that were very, very difficult for their time, maybe even considered impossible for their time, but clearly they've since been conquered. And some of them are rated and some of them are not rated. And it'll say rated if it is, like this, Destiny of Nature, a rated level. But how do we go from the levels that are early on the list all the way up to a level like this called Deadly Deimos, which is number 15 on the list? Like, look at how impossibly tight that is. Dead is better than living. So how do we go from Demon Park to this on the same list? Well, let's go on a bit of a journey, shall we? On number 22, Arcturus Unnerfed. So before we go on, we'll just watch Arcturus Unnerfed while I'm talking about it. So this list, there are some rules though. This isn't just like people that have made the most impossible of impossible levels and then it's been slapped onto this list. First off, a level has to be decorated enough so it looks decent. It doesn't have to be a work of art, but it has to look like there was effort put into it. Wow, this Unnerfed Arcturus looks insane. Also, the levels have to be technically humanly possible. There can't be a level that has like so many fast clicks that a human couldn't click it. So you're noticing these clicks, like they're tough, like extremely hard, basically humanly impossible. But like they're humanly possible in the sense where there's not like 1,000 clicks per second. Like it's realistic for a human to do it at some point, but obviously it's so technically hard that we may as well consider it impossible. However, technically it's humanly possible. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
Man, that is just the craziest thumbnail. That banana, I feel like it's peering into my soul. These levels all have to be humanly possible to get on the list. They also have to be decorated decently enough. So those are the two main rules. And they also, there's other rules too, like you can't change what your frames per second are like in the middle of the level. And it also has to have been possible on one update or another. With a lot of these, I imagine being possible on 2.1, because 2.1, you can play the levels at like 600 FPS. But I suppose you could probably play a lot of these levels on click between frames and stuff as well these days. So I don't know exactly how they'd be put onto this list with that. Oh, bald version. Oh, there's a bald version. Dude! Okay, that looks look at this. So this is like a layout version of the level we just saw. This is number 24 called The Squall on the impossible levels list. And that is just ridiculous. But you notice, like, it's not like impossible jitter click. You know, like, it's technically possible to click that fast. It's not just so insanely out of someone's reach. Someone could humanly do that if they were like a robot. I mean, these levels are super, super high on the list. So these are some of the hardest of the hard. But yeah, dude, look at that. Like, it's insane, but still technically humanly possible. So the levels start at the very early part of the game on the list where they were considered, I don't know if they would have been considered impossible, probably just really hard at the time, but I guess they were unbeaten, so impossible. But if you go to a level like Bloodbath, so Bloodbath is on the list. It's at 1205. Another cool thing about the list is it'll tell you information about the level. So Bloodbath considered not really, I guess it was impossible at a time before Riot had verified it, but the level was rated the former hardest level and a former top 1. So it tells you all sorts of information about it, which is really cool. So there's all sorts of like game history on this list, which makes it neat. Dude, this list is so cool, and I wish I would have covered it sooner because I really have enjoyed perusing through it and learning about the game. It's cool. And look at this Bloodbath version 2, 1060. There's a Bloodbath V2 and I had no idea. What is this? It's Bloodbath and it looks possible. It looks like sort of a Neptune V2 version. Yeah, it's just a harder version of Bloodbath. Interesting. And this would be considered 1060th on the list. So quite a leap from the 1205 that is Bloodbath, because if we go to other parts of the list around here, we'll see some rated levels here for sure. And it'll give you guys some context. Spatial Rent, another extreme demon that's pretty popular. Gamma, Plasma Pulse Finale. So around 1039th on the list, you're starting to get just like some real rated levels that were old top ones on the demons list. This was top 1 until Bloodlust came along, right? Another cool thing about this list is you'll see levels like this, Subsonic, except the unnerfed version of it. So if you go here, I mean, someone has beaten it. Rislam has actually beaten this level 100%. And it makes me curious, like, what did Subsonic used to look like before it was nerfed? Heck, I didn't even know it was nerfed. I thought when it came out, it was just in its original form. So far, I don't really see many changes. Okay, some of those spider inputs were pretty tough, and that path was different, wasn't it? And the 4 times wave, yeah, that's looking way harder. It's interesting that there's these nerfed versions of levels that we see. I bet there's also like an unnerfed Yatagarasu version on here as well. That'll be somewhere on the list. So you can go see like that part of the game's history of some of these levels, how they were gonna come out before people realize, oh, that's a little bit too hard and we wanna tone down the difficulty. I love this list because there's a lot of history on this list. A lot of history that it's kind of hard to get access to, you know? Heck, before I recorded this video, like I said, I didn't even know there was an unnerfed version of Subsonic, you know? So now I can go see like, what was Subsonic intended to be like? It's very interesting. So if you look here, like I mentioned, the unnerfed version of Yatagarasu is number 830 on the list, right here. And so Yata, now I can go here and I can see what did unnerfed Yata look like? Because it's very curious for me. I've never, actually I did see an unnerfed Yata completion once because I did see Zoink actually beat it. But now on this list, you can easily look these things up. You don't have to go onto YouTube and like search for them and find out. Whoa, I didn't know there were green orbs there in the unnerfed version. That's pretty insane. And that wouldn't have mattered anyways because I was so used to doing that section, but yeah. Oh, that flying is tighter too, yeah. There's definitely some tighter. Well, that is tighter as well. Oh my god, dude. Oh, unnerfed Yata. What could have been, man? And then that wave was tighter too, yeah. Lots of little bits. This part is the same difficulty though. Whoa, Mishy's part being buffed. Or not buffed, unnerfed. Oh my god, that was crazy, dude. There were like spikes around those robot jumps. Holy man. Holy man. Titan's part, okay, a little bit harder. Ooh, that was different looking. Evasium's part's still easy. And I seem to recall Lugia's part being like way harder. Yeah, that's way harder. Oh my god, the ship there and the wave is tighter. Oh my goodness, dude. This is way harder. Dude, you're a dummy thick ship. Normally you're mini there. And that wave, oh my god. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So anyways, you can see this list has a bunch of levels like that show up in order of what their difficulty was for the time. That's weird. There's an old version of Yata that is harder than unnerfed Yata. What's old Yata then? What? There's an old version of what? Oh, it's so different. It's so different. Ooh, wow. That part looks terrible. All these pieces were put together way differently. Yeah. Jeez, okay. See, there's so many different versions of Yata I didn't even know about. There's an old version, there's an unnerfed version, and they all place differently in difficulty, and you can kind of compare. This list rules, man, and I can't believe I didn't cover it until now, because I've known about it for a long time. Interesting. There's some cool looking levels here. Like, what's this? Lost Library. I mean, this was never rated. Okay. It's like a club step level. Was it ever beaten? No, the records say this was uncleared. This was never cleared. So who knows if this verification was even legitimate or not, right? Which is why maybe it wasn't rated. So that's so interesting. There's lots of little interesting levels that were made that I don't know, like that have a lot of history to them that I don't know about, and it makes me want to learn more about them, right? Wow, there's just so much to know about this game. That's cool. Bloodbath mega hard. It's number 768 on the list. So yeah, it's a mega hard version of Bloodbath. Now, when we're at this difficulty though, number 768 in the list, we're still not up to today's hardest levels yet. These were considered impossible at the time that they released, but we're still not at the hardest levels yet. Like right here, number 731 on the list is Acheron, which you guys know is a former top 1 level. And it says all that information right there. And yeah, this is number 731. So we're already at like former top 1s that are still very high on the demons list, and we're at 731 on the impossible list. So if we look up Amethyst, the current top 1, it sits at number 590. So technically, any level that's above 590 is harder than Amethyst. I wonder how much thought goes into putting these levels on the list, because once you get above a top 1, where like the top players aren't playing them, there's got to be some sort of metric, like how many clicks per second there are, how like physically close some of the gaps are, how many inputs there are, how long the level is. Like there's got to be all sorts of factors that go into it, and there's someone doing it for a lot of levels. This list is very inclusive of a ton of levels. There's over 1,300 levels on this list. That's such an insane amount of levels to go through. But someone's, or a group of people, they're doing it, which is fascinating. Like I said, there's a lot of history of the game here. There's unnerfed levels. There's full completions of levels. There's currently rated levels, former top levels. There's all sorts of stuff here, all sorts of history packed into here. It's such a fascinating list. So if we go above Amethyst, I want to see like what some of these levels are. Old River, like Old River Acheron. And I like some of these runs. Like here's like a record for this level. So number 582 on the list. A record is by Kuzu2K, just 0 to 13%. That's how hard these levels are now. Boom, boom. So going up.
Oh, hi, Xena. I didn't see you there.
Going up. Just getting to 13% is like an achievement on this level, just because of how hard it is. Although that was like 3 years ago, right? So clearly, like, I don't know how retroactively like these levels get looked at and get replaced and reshuffled around. I actually don't know that information, but it's interesting. That would be like so much work though. That would be so much work. So I don't know how often that does, but like this level is technically on the list supposed to be a little bit harder than Amethyst, which to be fair, it's quite long. Holy. Oh no, it's not that long. It's like a normal length level. It's like 1 minute and 20 seconds. But technically this would be a bit harder than Amethyst. I mean, is it? As I look at it, is it? It's around the same difficulty, but like, how do you tell which one is harder or more impossible than the other one, right? I like that name though. Old River Acheron. Let me tell you a story, kiddies. You may have heard about the Acheron, but when I was your age, all we had was Old River Acheron. Let me tell you, those inputs were so tight, you couldn't even imagine it, because we had to do them when we walked to school both ways uphill in the snow. Crazy. Oh, look at this. I know this level, Heliopolis. So Heliopolis is a level that has not been verified yet. And this is a full level showcase. Mindcap, I think, put it together with all those people that you just saw on the screen. Cool. So the record on this is 48 to 100% apparently. And this is a level that would dethrone Amethyst, perhaps. I've heard there's like some frame perfects in this level. So this level is on the impossible levels list. Now, all these levels now going from Amethyst, because Amethyst being a top 1 that was actually verified, all these levels now are unverified. And I guess there's a lot of unverified levels that are easier than Amethyst as well on the list that probably just haven't been beaten. But I guess like as these levels get submitted to the list, the list creator will be like, oh, I think it deserves its spot like in a certain spot on the list, and we'll place them accordingly. That's a lot of work, man. That's pretty wild to go through. I wonder how many levels get placed like lower than Amethyst on the list, you know? Because it's called the impossible list, so I don't think so. So I feel like all those old levels are just there to keep a history of the list and a history of the game. And I don't think levels would place like below Amethyst. But then again, I don't know. So if you go to the end of the level, just to get a scale of what the difficulty is in these levels that are harder than Amethyst is 60 frame per S, frame perfect, 150 of those. So if you're playing the game at 60 frames per second, like one of those frames per second is, you can click, it has to be perfect. Wow. So 150, 60 FPS frame perfect, that's insane. 240 FPS there's 1, and 120 FPS there's 33. Wow. That's a lot of frame perfects. That's pretty insane. A little silent clutterfunk. I mean, we gotta see what silent clutterfunk looks like. Oh yeah, it's like, dude, it's like silent circles. It's like silent circles with just clutterfunk. Okay, I mean that's neat. So let's go up the list a little bit. Are there any? Oh, you know what I'm gonna look for. Okay. I want to go see what some of the top levels are like. I've been farting around talking about the list, and we've been at like some levels here. Although Cataclysm 2 seems so curious. I mean, we got to take a look at it. Wait. Cataclysm 2, and it's X step. Hey. It just feels cursed. I can't even watch it. Although that is, man, that gameplay is insane. That was very Cataclysm-esque. Holy crap, dude. Oh my god, 510 Cataclysm 2 with X-Step as the song. Interesting. But I want to see where something like Eternus would place. Okay, Eternus right there. So Eternus would be considered number 393 on this list. And Eternus, is this humanly possible? I don't know. I mean, you can see some people that have runs. Trick got 71 to 98. Chill Guy got 0 to 15. I mean, those aren't very high percentages, but look at this. This is a level that is considered like the third in Riot's trilogy, which was like Tartarus, Acheron, and then Eternus. And this is an open verification for who can beat this level, which would be a giant step, I think, harder than Amethyst. Like this would be the next big leap in difficulty if someone could actually verify this. I don't know. Do you guys think that we're reaching like the pinnacle of human skill in Geometry Dash, or do you think we're going to keep on pushing it? Because this looks like, I mean, I'm not so good at the game to be able to determine, but this looks like it's quite a lot harder than something like, because look how tight that is. Oh my god, it looks so crazy. It looks like something that's just so much harder than Amethyst and Tidal Wave, because I feel like, I don't know what difficulties are like, but I feel like Amethyst was like, you know, harder than Tidal Wave for sure. Was it like a lot harder than Tidal Wave? I don't know. I would need to talk to a top player at the game to be able to talk about that kind of thing. You know, but this just looks like it's like way harder, like just so much harder than Tidal Wave or Amethyst. So this would be like the next leap in difficulty. But do you guys think that is humanly possible? Do you guys think someone will be able to do that someday? Or do you think we've kind of reached like almost the peak? Do you think it's going to start plateauing here where like it's just going to be like incremental increases in difficulty? Or are we going to have another big leap? I don't know. In my eyes, Yada is still the hardest level. Okay. And I beat it. So good. So as we go up from Eternus, it just gets insane. And some of these levels, like I don't even know what they are. The Hell Sorcerer, but they're levels that have names that like are similar to other levels that are out there, except for this one. This one's just called Ass Cheeks. Get out! So what does a level called Ass Cheeks look like? And it's weird because like there's all this gameplay in the background and it's in front of the trees, which looks so annoying to play. Wow. I mean, that doesn't look crazy hard. Like, this is supposed to be harder than... Okay, never mind. It's starting to look crazy, but it's hard to see what's going on, man. I don't like limited visibility. Limited visibility is not my jam. I don't like it. I don't even like it in impossible levels because I want to see what's happening. I want to see just how impossible this is, right? Anyways, but it's covered, and I guess it makes sense. I'm not a fan of it because it's Ass Cheeks! So there is this one level that I've always been interested in. It's called Silent Acropolis. And this level is considered 682 on the list. So this level is considered easier than Amethyst, but no one's beaten it yet. Silent Acropolis is basically just a remake of Acropolis by Zobros, but it looks awesome. Like I saw a showcase of it and I thought it just looked so interesting. I'd love to see this verified someday. I mean, I guess it just hasn't been, right? It's not rated anyways. But yeah, there's no song on here because I guess it was copyrighted, so someone turned it off. I mean, I could sing it. Do 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 do. Okay, anyways, this level looks awesome. This level looks so cool. I hope this gets rated and like completed someday. So there's all sorts of showcases of Silent Acropolis, but like who's verifying it? Why was this amazing level made and why hasn't it been verified yet? Oh, so Bop is verifying it right here. Oh, and of course they're verifying it on the not decorated version, but this is Silent Acropolis. This is what the gameplay would look like all like the Zobro style, right? Wow, that looks insane. Just like the raw gameplay right there. Oh my god, dude. But there's been no progress in a long time. Although Bop is doing Amethyst. The level looks so cool. Like, look how cool that looks. Like, the decorated version of it looks amazing, right? I'd love to see someone verify it with the actual deco, although that's quite unreal, and it'd be so hard to look at, like all the shake and stuff. Ah, your eyes would hurt. Enough talking about all these parts that are low on the list. I know what you guys came here to see. You guys want to see what the levels higher up on the list are. So let's look at the top 200. Anything that looks interesting. Lobotomy! 195. So this is basically what a lobotomy would look like right here. Yes, let's get lobotified. You know what? This is actually kind of like a hardcore, heavy sounding level. Like it's like lobotomy bad, you know? Wow, that's so tight, man. That's crazy. Oh man, with all the portals, that's so ridiculous. Like you're going through the wave and like you gotta let go and then like press the button when you're switching gravity, because you're switching gravity in those wave parts. Like look right here. So you're switching gravity at those portals. And you have to, I think that's just impossible. Like, is it technically humanly possible? I guess, but when you get up this high on the list, it doesn't seem very possible to be. Technically, someone could do it, but I guess that's the whole point of the list. It's like technically humanly possible, but you'd have to be like, you'd have to have robot-like reflexes to do it. Wow, that's insane. There's an impossible level called Minecraft. And look at this. Okay, so this was made in 2.1 and it was recorded at 940 frames per second. That seems very specific. Like this level might only be possible at 940 FPS. Who plays at that? Like you gotta use like an FPS changer, you know? Wow, interesting. Like who is it? Wow, oh my God, that was so tight. Like who is this level for? You know? It sounds so peaceful, but it's so hellish. Sakupen Circles version 2, what? This is the official V2. So Sakupen Circles is already like insanely ridiculous. So this is an extra impossible version, probably harder than like the unnerfed Sakupen Circles that recently got verified, by the way, which is pretty insane. Everyone loves their Sakupen. That is just so scary. Oh my goodness. Oh, all those portals. Oh, okay. You sure it's humanly possible? I mean, it is. Technically, you can click that fast, but it's getting to the point of ridiculousness now, though. Even at 156th on the list, that's ridiculous. Yo, I love Jawbreaker. Silent Jawbreaker. That sounds awesome. Yo, Silent Jawbreaker. Yeah, let's go. I love Jawbreakers. One of my favorite 9 circles levels. Okay, what is this on the list? Number 140 on the list. Okay, Silent Jawbreaker. Dude, I like it because there's a bunch of like silent levels of levels that I love. And I had no idea this existed before coming onto this list and looking it up. So that is cool, man. Silent Jawbreaker. Very, very cool. Whoa! Oh, dude, it's got that like very like 2.1-ish 9 circles effect, like Arctic Lights and stuff, but it's Jawbreaker and very, very difficult. It looks like a lot of effort was put into this level. Oh my God, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. Looks like a lot of effort was put in this level, but like no one can play it though. I guess the point is just, it's made for the funsies of like watching an auto version of it or like watching a showcase of it and just like having your jaw drop because it looks so cool. Like that is cool, man. That is so cool to watch. Jawbreaker, one of my favorites. And see, Jawbreaker's cool because it's at 240 FPS and you can see that. You can see like, okay, these inputs are very possible. But then you get to something like lobster pizza. God. You're supposed to take the meat out of the shell before you put it on the lobster pizza. And this showcase is at 3,462 frames per second. Hello? Why? Why? Lobster pizza. What does this have to do with lobsters and pizzas though? I'm honestly just not really, I'm not seeing it. I don't know. Okay, sure. It looks, wow. I was going to say it doesn't look that hard. Yeah, now it's okay. That's ridiculous. Lobster pizza. I never want to eat lobster pizza if this is what it's like. I mean, this is what it would be like trying to crunch through that shell. Trying to eat the whole thing. Wow. And look at that, you can see runs of it run 0 to 11%, which is actually, to me, the beginning looked like the easiest. But okay, never mind. That's a frame perfect. And this person was running it at 240 FPS. Interesting. Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, those landing on those edges, it looks like just total frame perfects. Okay, that's insane. Oh, yes. Silent locked, baby. And the showcase is at 600 frames per second. Wow. Okay, silent locked. Oh, man. Classic. I have an old thumbnail. That was like one of my most popular old videos. Like, silent locked is too easy. What a classic. Wow. Wow. But is it humanly possible? I mean, it's not really. But like your fingers could do it if you were like a timing god, I guess, because it wasn't too many clicks per second where you couldn't do it, but you just have to be like a robot god. This list is nuts, dude. Like, can you imagine just someone spending like 3 years verifying like silent deadlock for it to never be rated in the first place? Like, I don't know, man. Will some of these levels, in Geometry Dash in the year 2050, are we gonna see a level like this get, you know, completed and rated or something? Like, what's the state of the game gonna be like? Look at those attacks, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, let's just move on to the top 100 now. So this is a former impossible level list top 1 called Realm of the Blood Shadow. It's 98th on the list now. And look at this, the run. The best run of the level is from 22.9% to 27.1%. Like such a tiny amount of the level, but that's the best run because it's just so impossible. Wow. And there it is. I mean, props, man. Realm of the Blood Shadow. Look at how tight the flying is. You're clipping into the spike. To be fair, it's the bottom of the spike, but still, like you're constantly just right in there. Oh my god, Cataclysm if it was level 5 million. Oh my god. That was like, there was no extra room in that wave corridor. Like the wave was the corridor. It filled it up completely. Oh my god. X's and O's, but is it XO? Wow. So this is a stylized one, which is cool. Some of the levels on this list look very old. Like they just look like they were made in 1.9, but this one was decorated very well. This is cool looking. Wow. Yeah. Oh man. So I get the appeal now of these impossible levels. And one of the big appeals is that you can make really cool looking gameplay without regards to how the skill of a person. Like it doesn't have to be sort of like humanly possible. Well, it does have to get on the list. It has to be sort of like humanly possible, but this is like basically impossible by human standards, right? But you can make like just really cool showcases that look amazing without regards to how fun they are to play, because you can just make them look cool and make people look at them and go, wow, look at that music sync, even though it would be very unnatural to play something like that, right? Because this looks fantastic. This looks so cool. What a great name for a level. Piss. Let's see. Oh, it was yellow at the, yeah, you see the yellow flash at the beginning? You see it? Just making sure we know. Just making sure the level name has something to do with the level. Okay, good. I'm glad there was some yellow piss at the start of this. So this is just crazy memorization. Oh my god, get it off my screen. It's just crazy memorization. I don't even want to look at it. I like memorization when you're going through like corridors and fakes where you can actually see where they are, but this one is just you're totally blind. There's just like flashes in your face and it's basically invisible gameplay. That's not my kind of thing. I like it how this FPS was 696. What are these names, man? Dingus Dimension, Caramel Destiny, the Silent Time Machine. We gotta check it out. Time Extreme or Silent Time Machine? Which one is harder? Oh my god, okay. Well, we know the answer. That's insane. That's, oh man! And of course, it's Time Machine. There's got to be impossible mirror portals. Jeez, dude, look how tight that is. Oh my god. Oh my god. Get off the screen. It's too hardcore. Okay, well, we've gone through a bunch of the list. We've seen some crazy impossible levels. We're just going to kind of scroll up and we're going to see what some of these levels in the top 10 look like in the impossible levels list. So let's do this. This level seems really cool. So the showcase here was at 2000 FPS. Wild. So this is a 2-player level and it was made during 2.2. So this level is going to use 2 players. So when you see a duel, it's 2 separate inputs, which is going to make it even harder than some of these other levels that we've already seen. So let's take a look. Wow. Okay, it's very hard to see what's going on though. I wish I could see a little bit more. Whoa, bro. That's someone, this is what breathing is like. This is what happens in our lungs. Bang, 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 boom. Bang, 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 boom. Am I singing it properly yet? Bang, 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 ba, 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 boom. Bang, 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 ba, ba, boom. That's just insane looking, but you can barely see what's going on. So I'm not a big fan. I like how stylized it is. Trust me, it's cool. It's very stylized. The effects are awesome, the filters and stuff. But I like to see a little bit more of like the obstacles that you're evading so you can just see how impossible it truly is. Because I mean, I'm looking at this and I go, yeah, that's really hard, but I can't see how hard it is. But the stylization of it is cool, but I wish it was stylized in a way that you could see the gameplay more. So anyways, okay, shaders off. There's a shaders off showcase. Okay, so that's much nicer. With the shaders off, you can see the gameplay a little bit more, but it's still very hard to see what's going on. Still very, very difficult. It's quite the long level too. This is like probably 2 minutes long. 2 minutes long of this madness. And now it was some 2-player gameplay there. But now this is what it'd be like with layout and hitboxes. Okay. So now we can see truly how difficult that is. So when you're seeing the duel there, that's 2 separate inputs. People, that's just, so that's like someone using the arrow key in their spacebar to go through that. That's crazy. Oh my goodness, man. Oh man. All of those portal changes, minis to gravity changes. And was that 2-player there? Was like, okay, no, that was back to single player. Wow. Perfectly hitting all of those dash orbs to go through there and then switching to the 2-player wave to go through that section. Oh my goodness, dude. It is quite the spectacle. Like, a lot of effort went into this level. Like, the visuals are unreal. The visuals are crazy. And the gameplay, like, a lot of thought went into making that really fascinating to watch, right? And of course, no one's ever gonna beat it though. That's so interesting. It's so interesting to me. Like, look at this level. Number 5 on the list, Domba. So Domba has the world record run is 0 to 0.3%. Let's watch it by Ale Zafir. So to 0.3%. That's the record. Wow. Was that it? That was it. That's the record. It's just so hard that that's the record. That's insane. Let's see it. Okay, let's see it. So this is 2-player. Each of these inputs are separate. Wow. But it's hard to see what can kill you or not though. Because obviously it's way harder than it actually looks, because I'm seeing spikes there and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Like, there's all these orbs that they're hitting or something. It looks so weird, like the ship's like floating there. I actually don't really know what's going on. There we go. I can see what's going on in the bottom one now, but the ship, like, I don't know why it's flying like that. Is it just like so tight? Wow. Wow, I don't know what I just witnessed. Look at that. That showcase was 3000 FPS. Wow. Okay, we'll check out the top 3 now. So is that a nod to cyclic or something? I'm not too sure. Once again, it's kind of hard to see, so you don't really know what's going on here. It's because you can't see your object. It's like flickering your player. It's flickering on and off. Wow, yeah, those timings are crazy. But like I've mentioned before, it's not such a high clicks per second that it makes it like inhumanly possible. It's just so insanely hard that makes it inhumanly possible. So technically these levels on the list are like within human input capacity. You just gotta be the most perfect individual in the whole world. And even then, I think like there's no human that could just be that perfect. Once you start getting like higher in the list. Like that, there's no human that could be that perfect. There's no way. Maybe one day when we get like someone gets some sort of like cybernetic implants, like I said, Geometry Dash in the year 2100, we're gonna see these levels completed. Someone's gonna like dust off the impossible levels list. They're gonna come back with their cybernetic implants and they're gonna crush levels like these. But would that be considered cheating? Imagine the new top demons list in Geometry Dash. They will have certain rules like, okay, well, you're only allowed these cybernetic implants to do these levels, but if you have the upgraded version like 2.0 eye tracker with this cybernetic implant, you won't be able to use that one. Like, imagine that. Wow, this is insane. This is a very long level too. This is cool looking, dude. This is a cool looking level. Everything's like swirling in the background. Wow, this is cool looking, man. I like the way this level jams. I love the artistic value of these impossible levels, because I love watching like these waves just flickering around to the song as they're going through like impossible sections. Like they're so like fast-paced and intense that they're just such a spectacle to watch. I never understood the appeal of like these impossible levels when I first started playing the game, but now I kind of get them for their artistic value. That's interesting. It's very neat. Okay, this is number 2 on the list. This is Formosa, which was at 20,000 20,000 FPS. Are you kidding me? That's a lot. Okay, so this is number 2 on the impossible demons list. Number 2. What does this look like? It looks, honestly, these are all probably like frame perfects at a very high FPS value. Like, look at that ship. Why is it stuck like that? Can someone please tell me? I need an explanation in the comments of why that ship is stuck like that. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's so colorful now. Dude, this level rules. Look at that. Oh yeah, I mean, that looks kind of possible. It kind of does. I imagine there's like fixed hitboxes. Okay, now that's impossible. But I wonder if someone's made it like far into the level. I mean, clearly that ship part was impossible too. Dude, I love the way the wave is flickering to the guitar and stuff. I love that music sync. It's so good. Oh, it's so good with the instruments, man. Love it. Dude. Absolutely love this level. Banging. Such a spectacle to watch. To hitting all the orbs. Isn't that neat? Ooh. That is so, dude, that rules, man. And the number 1 hardest level in the impossible levels list is the tax evasion, which I've heard about this level. People keep on mentioning it on streams and stuff. And I was like, what was that? I had to look it up. So this level, at 1440 FPS, there is the minimum record required for a world record is 1%, and there's no records. No one has gotten even just 1% on this level. Nobody. Okay, so yeah, this looks so hard. There's so many little like micro clicks, like wave and then a cube, and this is 2-player as well. So there's 2 separate players playing through that. Wow, and there's all those portals in there. Those are all gravity changes as you're going through that. That's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, dude. So you're straight flying through all of this without hitting any of those orbs while your other mode is doing all of these changes like ball, spider, cube, UFO. All these changes are going on with that as you're straight flying through that. That's so crazy looking. Wow. That's a cool part too, where you're invisible, but you're hitting dash orbs going through. Oh my goodness. And separate inputs with the 2-player game mode. Wow, man. So this is the within human limit, technically the hardest level currently that's been made. That's been accepted onto the list anyways. You guys remember? Oh, dude, I love it how one of the waves is following the other wave. That's so cool. And that's 2-player. Separate inputs, and one of them's following the other with all of those portal changes. Wow. Dude, it's so fun to watch this. It looks like 2 separate players like chasing each other in another game or something. Oh my god. Dual Maestro, stand aside. Who wants to do this level with me? Who's gonna stand up and who's gonna do tax evasion with me? Any takers? So I guess, okay, so I'm assuming what it is. The reason why the ship moves around like that, I'm going to answer my own question there, is it's because it's at such a high frames per second. So in 2.1, if you had a really high frames per second, I think the ship just looked like that. Couldn't like register like changes in its animation or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So just in case you guys were curious what it looks like in a layout form with hitboxes and everything, this is what it looks like. Wow. Oh my god, look at all those orbs you have to avoid and things. And look at all those orbs and like gameplay, like inputs that the other one's doing, like the non-ship is doing. That's so nuts, dude. And you can see what this looks like. Wow. Whoa, bro. Bro, dude. It's just unbelievable. And this is where the 2 waves are chasing each other. Just unreal, man. Wow. What a level. Tax evasion. What a level. Anyways, guys, this is the impossible levels list. What did you guys think of it? I'm going to leave a link to the list in the description down below. go and show some support to it. Just go take a look at it. Take a look at some of these levels. It's really cool. I'm honestly gonna, in my own time, just gonna spend some time going through like, not the top 100, but just going through like what the history of the levels on the list were like, and go take a look at it. It's so cool to just mess around with this and like go through the list and see what levels are here. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys will too. Leave a like, helps me out a lot. I'll see you guys in the next one, and as always, peace.